talk about parasocialism. But no, I went to another show with the underground idol group I was talking about before in some other videos, and there'll be more like video clips of them. But so in China, right, taking photos with underground idol members is almost an art in itself for the girlies that know, for the otakus that know. And so there's like whole photo catalog posts that people will make on how to take photos with underground idols. I, of course, don't know any of this because I barely know what's going on half the time anyhow. I have most parasocial Polaroids I will ever take in my life. Hello, here we are. So we're with Lex again, who we took one photo with last time. That was already pretty parasocial. It's just me like putting my head on his chest, like yeah. But this time, right, I was like, okay, we took this one at first, and he again put his hand over here. I'm like, why don't you do like a different pose? And he just like, okay. You can see I'm relatively calm. And then for the second photo, I was like, oh shoot, I don't know what to pose, what pose to do. So I was just being like another one, like let's just like that or something. But he was like, let's make a heart. I'm like, okay, let's make a heart. We make a heart, but then also, now he suggested this pose. I made the heart, and he just put the hand over. Again, with like the first pose, obviously like he had my consent to do that, and so he knew what level of skinship I was okay with, but I was still not prepared. I was not prepared. And it was so funny because the girl taking the Polaroids was like so in China, like people in like the otaku circle like will refer to each other cutely, so sometimes they'll call each other like babes, like, but in Chinese it's like bao bao. She's like bao bao di xia tou, like bao bao, put your head down a little bit. So I, don't look for the photo, I look for the photo. And then the third photo, so he had like little devil horns or like demon horns. So I was like, okay, I had an idea, but I didn't know how to say it. So I stood there, and then I had to reline up for the third photo, but I went back in, we were like, hi, and I stood there in front of him, and he put his hand here again. I'm like, no. I grabbed the hand over, so it was like I was just holding it like that, and then he puts his other hand over, and I'm like, okay, so do it like a, like a demon taking me. And he's like, okay, so I'll be like cool. I'm like, yeah, he's pretty cool. He then drew cat ears and a tail on me. I don't question him. But also it was so interesting because literally I went in and I met this dude a week ago, spoke to him for 2 minutes for the other photo, right? That was it. But I went in today and he was like, Sherry, and I'm like, you remember my name? He's like, of course I remember your name. I'm like, so I thought, okay, he remembers my name, he remembers the face probably. He spelled my name out on his own. I would understand if it was like Chinese, right? He wrote it in English. It's in English. The first time I told him, but he remembered my name. Shooketh. I bow down to the underground idols, honestly.